There was a new report from a nonprofit that does such great work. It's called Children's First, and the numbers were very startling. What it had to do, like, obviously, we knew that this COVID thing with the kids being home and virtual learning was not working, and it was a disaster.
The report talks about this looming child care crisis on our hands, major concerns over mental health issues with our children. With limited resources and money, how do we make sure students have what they need to succeed in and out of school? Joining us right now is Donna Cooper, the Executive Director of Children First, and Fatih is a junior. You're going to be a junior starting at the end of this month, right?
Yeah.
What school?
William Bodine High School.
Yeah, that's a great school.
I know, I like it.
What do you want to do when you get out of school?
I want to focus on political science. I want to major in that and then minor in entrepreneurship and business.
Awesome.
Yeah. On a personal level, so what was it like when all of a sudden, like, the world switched and it was like, figure it out virtually? Like, how did that affect you?
It's like, how did it not affect me? How did it not affect me and all of my other peers and students? Nobody knows what to do. We're all like lost. Like, I'm an 8th grader and I'm going into 9th grade. I feel like I'm still in middle school. I definitely had my ups and downs. I was talking to my mom about it yesterday. She's like, say everything. Say everything you cried about, say everything you talked about. And I had a hard time. I'm a kinesthetic learner, and I know all of my peers are kinesthetic learners because we talk a lot. We like to be motions. That's how I get around. That's how I thrive in a school setting, and I'm not in a school setting, so I'm not thriving.
And who knows what the ramifications are going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. This report, my goodness.
Right.
It said that 73% of our students were failing before COVID. So what do you think it is now?
Well, we don't know. We know that the signs aren't good. Looks like 2nd to 5th graders may have fallen significantly behind. We'll find out this fall, but anybody with a kid knows their child is not where they should be at the grade that they're at now.
Another shocking thing was that the suicide hotline, the calls to that hotline went up by 250%.
Yeah, it's pretty startling. Look, yesterday a report was released on the same day as ours that showed 1 in 12 high school students have considered committing suicide. 1 in 12.
Do you know friends that consider that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do, and it's tough, especially going to a school which doesn't have a lot of therapists. We just kicked out some of our therapists. Me, mental health definitely has been ups and downs for me, but I get through it every day, you know, try to keep myself sane and doing the things that get me back to being me, you know?
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is we don't, and even now, looking ahead, so what do we do now? So we don't have enough teachers. We certainly don't have enough counselors.
Exactly.
When you would have at your school, you used to have 3, now you have 2 for whatever, 500 kids?
1.
You have 1.
We have 1.
To answer, just figure it all out. We're going to plan for college, your junior year, and it's like, and everyone like needs someone to talk to.
We do.
What do we do?
Well, I think the most important thing is we have shows like this and we talk to people and we say, come teach our kids, come be counselors. The salaries are going up. Every school district is hiring. And so I think it's time for all of us as adults to make a decision that we need to invest and be part of kids' lives.
Well, yeah. One thing you talked about is plan for the next emergency.
Yeah.
Because one's coming down the pike.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of lessons learned now, and the people who ran all of these systems at the school district and the city, they need to write down what went wrong, because sooner or later we're going to be in a similar situation and we shouldn't need to reinvent the wheel. So it's really critical we plan for kids now in the next crisis.
And invest in them.
Absolutely. We've got to invest in the schools. We've got to invest in the resources that are going to make them healthy, because look, they gotta go to college and build the next economy, and they are really hurting.
One of the other big issues, of course, is childcare. So that's like, you know, we have, how many fewer kids are in childcare? Like, childcare is the prep to get us school ready.
Right.
So if you're not in childcare, it's like you're not socializing. It just like it starts the dominoes, like, you know, it doesn't set off the next chain of events when we start to scaffold.
At least 12,000 kids in Philly who used to be in childcare are not. And that's because we have fewer child care workers. It's the same situation, right? If you were a child care worker, you'd leave to go work at Target or Walmart at this point, because they're paying more than raising the little brains of the kids who are the next generation. And that can change.
Well, there's some people they don't have the funds.
Right. They can't make that decision.
They're
They got to
living
go.
in poverty.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why childcare is so important, though, because what we know is great childcare, great pre-K is a pathway out of poverty. And so when we underinvest in childcare, we build a next generation of larger numbers of people in poverty.
Well, and Philly, the soda tax is to go. Like, if
Yes.
you need childcare, there's
True.
a way for you to get some childcare. So seek that out. So listen, what do we need to do to help you have a great year this year? Because we want you to have the brightest, best future.
I'm going to need the school district to focus more on children that seem like they're not in need. Like what I was saying yesterday, I was saying we're one of the highest schools inside of in Philadelphia, so it's like we need to focus on individually each and every single one of our kids and see how we're doing. We're not thriving, we're surviving, you know? It's like we haven't got that one-on-one. We haven't even gotten, when I came into the school for 10th grade year, when I felt like a freshman, we haven't even got like an icebreaker. So it's like, just have a one-on-one with your kids, you know?
It'd be
need
easy to
to be
feel bitter about
appreciated,
why
yeah.
why am I having to go through
Well,
this?
it's like you're trying
You
to
gotta
keep
fight that off.
keeping it all together on the outside. It's like it looks fine on the outside, but like check in with me too, just because I'm,
Just because our grades are good doesn't mean that we're doing well.
That's right.
you
Check
know?
in with you.
Yeah, check in.
Thank you both.